everybody. Just leaving Lowe's, doing lawn maintenance stuff, and I don't love the idea of putting poison down in the yard, but living in Florida this is not as lawn maintenance is more involved than it's been up in Pittsburgh where we're from. So I got a little education from George at Lowe's. Seems like a very knowledgeable guy about the schedule and everything for putting down. And I didn't get glyphosate because at the very least I know that one's really, really bad. It'll get into the gets into the aquifers. What I got has different active ingredients. So it's a whole rigmarole. And I've said before that to me lawn maintenance is the suit and tie of home ownership. Like it's to put on the show that you look pretty, but you can't eat your lawn. So I don't know. I guess I have less interest in it, much like I have less interest in wearing a suit and tie. Get that a little more centered. That's not what I'm talking about today. Today I'm talking about a fellow named Jimmy Dore, D-O-R-E. He has apparently he's a comedian. He's got a YouTube channel among other things. But he does like live events where he critiques. He has an audience with him while he and a cast of other comedians are making fun of like news events, and mostly what they're doing, and this is what I really appreciated about him. He's obviously a Democrat, and he is shining a bright light on the corruption within his own party. He's basically one of those people who's trying to clean their own house, which I very much appreciate. I think again, the having the Republicans lob, you guys are corrupt, is kind of pot calling the kettle black, but having the Democrats themselves saying, hey, Democrats, we've got to wise up and clean up because we can't just go ahead and put forth another corrupt politician for the next election and think we're going to win. Now, I don't necessarily, there's a lot of what Jimmy Dore says I don't agree with, and I think that what he would like to do is push someone very far left. Like his idea of having a centrist candidate. He's like all opposed to that because that's what we had with Hillary Clinton. Well, you didn't have a centrist with Hillary Clinton. You had a corrupt politician with Hillary Clinton. So don't do that again. But have a centrist. Like I think most of the country is like me. They kind of want something in the middle ground. But again, I recognize trying to push a centrist message or an independent voter message the way that this channel is trying to do is not as powerful as trying to get someone on people on the far left or far right, the rabid, rah-rah Trump or rah-rah socialism. I'm not trying to do that. I think there are worthwhile goals in what you would say socialism. And I think the goal is great. I think their methodology is not correct. I think that they misjudge the human condition. At the same time, I'm a patriotic guy, former military veteran and all that. I don't like to push that out there. But so I get loving your country. I don't get loving your country at the exclusion of other people. I instead want to say, either come to our country legally and live our great life. I understand why that's attractive. Or take our ideals to your country and change your country to match our ideals. Either one works for me. And that's what I would say about what people would call the far right. But I'm in the middle, and right now, this transition is happening. And anyways, his channel, he plays this clip, but I'll see if I can't clip it out of his latest video and put it in here. But this guy is saying, listen, we want to have. I'm trying to remember exactly what he was saying. Damn, it was so good. I'm just gonna put the clip in here, and you'll see what I'm saying, and then you'll agree it's a really good clip.
So Bill Maher says that doesn't matter, right? He says that there was no difference, it's over, it's old news, but it does matter, right? So that's just an out-of-touch millionaire telling you what is the most important thing in the world doesn't matter. That's called gaslighting, and I can't wait till I'm successful enough to where instead of illuminating truths, I use my comedy to gaslight the peasants and apologize for corruption. I cannot wait for that to happen. Oh, someday. But until then, I'm just left with taking the piss out of the ruling class. Okay, here we go. Why does that matter, Bill? Here's why it matters, Bill. Because here's a regular person, Bill, to tell you this guy doesn't have French cuffs or $1 million, but he does have an opinion and a vote. And here's what he said.
I've been a Democrat all my life. I think the Democrats, not only are they out of touch, they have no interest in correcting the situation. They're not doing any postmortems. They're writing off, well, we don't own the White House because of Putin or because of WikiLeaks. What did WikiLeaks tell us, by the way? Regardless of who was behind it, they confirmed that Hillary Clinton and the Democratic establishment are liars, and that they had this done on the scale.
And if they didn't get caught lying?
For Hillary Clinton, well, so what are they basically saying? If we hadn't been caught lying, we'd be running the country right now.
There you go.
Right? Like, how can you argue with that? So anyways, I check out Jimmy Dore's channel, and I guess I agree with this message. Let's put forward in this next election cycle 2 opposing sides of people with some level of character. I know people want to attack Trump's character, and I'm no fan of his. I certainly didn't vote for him in the last election, but I just withheld my vote entirely. I'm gonna get past these bumps right here. So I know people want to attack his character. I don't find him racist nor misogynist, and I'm sorry for the people who are die-hard casting him in those roles. First, if you've got a link that's going to prove either one of those things to me, please send it to me, because I have not yet seen it. Again, he was given all kinds of awards from the black community when he was still an independent businessman, and he has a huge. I think there are plenty of people from all backgrounds who are supporting him. And the misogyny thing, the one quote that the people keep on raising, that thing that he said, he was talking about, hey, these women are gold diggers, and feel free to use that information as much as there are gold diggers in the world. I mean, it's an uncomfortable truth, but it's a truth. And for him to say that, choosing his words, pretty blue language, but who doesn't use blue language every now and then? But to point out that these women are gold diggers, I'm sorry, it happens. And not just with women, there are men, I'm sure, who are plenty of opportunists as well. And that's all he was saying. So I'm sorry that you can't, that to me does not convince me of any kind of misogyny. The man has promoted within his companies, many female executives. So it's falling on deaf ears. And the worst part about that is you don't give yourself any kind of chance to debate him on substance, or at least not trying to debate him on his substantive issues, his policies, or anything like that. Instead, you just want to throw insults at him that, again, I believe to be unfounded, and I don't think I'm the only one. I agree with the tariffs. I agree with peace with North Korea. If peace breaks out with Iran or he shuts down the Fed or nationalizes the Fed and gets us sound money again, it's going to be hard for an independent voter like myself to not want him to have another 4 years to keep on doing those kinds of things. And personality aside, I've said before, the analogy is a guy who speaks crass but is still able to get the raccoon out of my attic is more important to me than the guy who has polite language and the raccoon's up there for weeks and weeks and weeks. So he's getting the raccoons out of the attic as far as I can see. He's just kind of cussing when he does it. All right, that's my take for today. It's Sunday, lawn maintenance ahead of me. It's going to be, I'm sure, a hot and sweaty day. Which what else I got to do with my time? It helps keep me in shape. All right, y'all be good. Please like, share, and subscribe. All 3 of those things. If you like the way that YouTube works is the more likes a channel has, the more likely it will be to be recommended to other people. So even at the very least, if you don't want to subscribe because it's not your deal, hit a like button, and that helps me out. And of course, if you do like it enough that you want to share it with other people, maybe spread this message around, you can also share this video with other people. I'm happy to have it pop up on other people's social media sites. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Cheers. All right, so I'm going to show my shirts and your shirts.
Okay.
And
wait, but they don't know what.
I think they can tell whose are whose.
Yeah.
So they could buy the new Gorilla versus Grizzly.
Yeah, they could buy that, which is your first fighting one.
Right, or they could buy your Captain Marshmallow.
And my Thanos.
Thanos Walker.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see which ones they buy. Thanks for visiting the store.
Thanks. Hello. Bye-bye.